very much, everybody. Good evening, and everyone, and welcome to Late on Cable 8. Tonight we're going to be inspired by some self-starters, improvisers, entrepreneurs, and the like. As we will see, gutsy and creative people can become successful, just like I always thought they could be. And not to mention, our hilarious guest from the campus improv group, NUTHOUSE, is here tonight. I know! I'm so stoked. This is going to be great. You guys are going to love this guy. Anyway, in other news, the news. So these past couple weeks have been busy for me at school, being about halfway throughout the semester, and it's just been busy in the news too. And in my life, I'll tell you this, there have only been 3 endings that have made me cry. The ending to Marley and Me, Toy Story 3, and Toys R Us. But guess what? Toys R Us is coming back. No. I know! Still waiting on Blockbuster's comeback and Danimals and the original Applejack commercials, man. But anyway, Toys R Us asset managers are planning to reopen stores, meaning everybody's favorite mascot is coming back too. I'm talking about Jeffrey the giraffe. And I know, my man! And thanks to this exciting development, now I finally know what I'm going to be for Halloween this year. I know, sad. So comedians Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele have gone viral again with one of their sketches on Comedy Central show Key and Peele. The original sketch has been parodied to rank everything from the Marvel movies, Jay-Z albums, to basketball players and the edited videos. You should check these out. They're hilarious. And also, I want you to all notice that I said sketch, not skit. A skit is what you do when you're 12 and it's summer camp, and a sketch is for professionals. Did I do it right, Dad? Police in an airport in Rome blew up a suspicious suitcase, only to find it was filled with coconuts. A journalist was inside the airport at the time of the incident and witnessed the Italian authorities take care of the threat. He reported that the explosion went off only 10 meters away from the crowd, and then it was left for somebody else to clean up. That situation does seem sketchy, but all I can think of is that classic 1971 song, Put the Lime in the Coconut. But in this case, they put the bomb and the lime in the coconut, which was inside a suitcase in an airport, and then blew them all up. Man, that is coconuts! Hey, you know, I've never seen anyone so excited about Halloween until I saw this guy, Carl Haste, who was declared the winner for the World Pumpkin Weigh-Off at the Great Pumpkin Farm in Clarence, New York. His pumpkin weighed in at a whopping 2,027 pounds. It truly is the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Due to a national shortage of animals, a zoo in England has been putting plastic penguins in its newly renovated enclosure. In fact, zoos all over the country are losing penguins due to a widespread sickness. I don't know why I'm laughing. You know, I'm starting to think that maybe, just maybe, keeping animals in captivity far away from their natural habitats isn't the healthiest thing. Just something to think about. Now, what do you do when you have a flight to catch at 10, but workouts at 10:30? Well, one passenger on an American Airlines flight solved that problem by refusing to stop doing pull-ups on the overhead compartment. The flight was originally supposed to go from Phoenix to Boston, but was forced to land in Kansas City, so law enforcement could escort the passenger off the plane. Points for getting his swole on in the air. Oh, yeah, muscles. Yip, yip. Avatar: The Last Airbender is coming to Netflix in 2020. The original creators of the show signed a contract with Netflix to produce a live-action retelling of the story of Avatar Aang. While many people are apprehensive because of the big flop of an M. Night Shyamalan movie, this new show has no ties to the man and is slated to have a non-whitewashed cast. I know! Things are looking up for the Avatar. So last week, an Instagram video of a sea lion slapping a kayaker with an octopus went viral. You guys should check it out. It's pretty silly. And rather than purposefully attacking the kayakers, scientists say it's likely that the sea lion was playing with its food to make it easier to eat. So how come my mom never let me play with my food then? Well, that's all we've got for you for the news tonight. We'll be right back, everybody. And remember, stay precious, Palouse.
Welcome to Today, the products will be shown the latest inventions from all around the world and decide whether their products will sink or swim. These 4 business moguls, each worth billions, are highly qualified with ambition and lots of money to invest in the innovators that we see today. First to present to these ferocious fish is Alex Wright.
Hello, Piranhas. My name is Alex Wright, and I am the inventor of the pin phone. This compact device is exactly what you think it is, both a pin and a phone.
Welcome, Alex. Tell us more about this pen phone.
Well, the pin phone is an amazing device that functions as both a pin and a phone. Imagine the all-too-common scenario where you're on the phone with nothing to write with. Frustrating, right? How are you supposed to take down the address of the local garage sale or the number of that hip new Indian Greek fusion restaurant? Well, everything can change with the brand new pin phone. You can take notes, write down addresses and numbers.
All right, Alex, so how much would you like for your product?
I would like to ask for $2 million up front and 50% of the next profits for the lifetime.
Wow. Okay, Alex. You're ambitious and I like that. But let's take it back for a couple seconds here. What exactly is the allure of this device?
Well, like I said, it functions as a pin and a phone at the same time. You, as a business person, would understand the functionality of having both these.
Well, yes, but why can't you own a pen and a phone separately? You're not really expecting people to buy this unnecessary item in mass, are you?
People buy toilet paper.
Are you saying that toilet paper?
Have you heard of a bidet? The pin phone is more than just a device. It's a revolution. As Albert Franklin said, change must happen.
First off, I don't think that's a real person. And secondly, millions of what, Alex? Let's be honest here.
You're honest about your outfit.
Well, Alex, you certainly have a lot of spunk, but I'm out.
I appreciate your tenacity, but I just can't foresee this product having any sort of profit margin either now or in the future, and for that reason, I'm also out.
Alex, I am taken by your passion, but I am a little confused about the functionality of your product. I understand you have some prototypes that you have made. May I see one up close?
Sweet.
Ooh. I see it looks like a pen, but also has phone capabilities?
Sort of. The pin phone can make and receive calls and can write. The essential functions of a pin and a phone. No fandangly, tiny little computer inside, just useful simplicity.
See, I'm only concerned because people do use their modern cell phones with more features, and I don't see why they need to purchase a secondary phone.
Well, if the Americans are anything like Kevin Gates, then they understand the importance of having
I don't know who Kevin is, but I'm out.
All right, Alex, let's get down to business. Talk numbers. So originally you said you wanted $2 million, which is chump change, I must say. And you also want 50% of your profit. Now, what do you plan to do with that?
So far, we have only been able to handcraft each pin phone, which is very expensive, so essentially I'd want to fully automate the production process.
How much are you selling each unit for?
$125 each.
And how much does it take to make each product?
The materials only cost about $20, but my time has cost infinite dollars.
All right, Alex, so I bet we could get a wholesale price and cut the costs, but I am interested. And for that, I will give you $1.4 million up front, and then I would like a 60% stake in the company.
She's the real?
Yes.
I would like to thank you and gladly accept your offer.
You remind me of me when I was your age. Too excited to be too smart. And for that, I'm excited to see where this goes.
wasn't expecting much when I first walked into the tank, but glad one of the investors saw the capabilities of my pin phone beyond just a device. It's a lifestyle.
How much you want to bet this fails within a year?
I give it 8 months.
I give it 6 months for 500,000.
Deal. You're on.
Oh, you guys are gonna love this. You guys are gonna love this. Our guest tonight is actually one of the funniest people on campus. She's actually a member of the NUTHOUSE Improv. Would you welcome Clare Sullivan?
Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I love it.
Oh, thanks for coming. I actually stepped on my mic a little bit when I stood up. All right, so really appreciate you being here. You and I are one and the same. We entertain people, so I understand where you're coming from. I love it. Basic questions. We're going to get to that in a second. But what's your major?
I am a music major. I'm studying
Really?
vocal performance.
Okay. I'm a singer.
Yeah?
Yeah, believe it or not. Yeah. You want me to sing? Oh man, yeah, and yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. What made you want to get into that?
I've been singing since I was a kid, I guess.
Okay.
And I didn't want to study anything that included a lot of reading. What I didn't know is that you do in fact have to read a lot as a music major.
Yeah.
But it was
Like
too
music and
late
stuff.
for me. Well, yeah, reading music, but then there are actually a lot of things to read about music. Little did I know. So
Sure.
yeah.
There's a lot of theory behind there too, and that can be something else
Yeah.
too. What year are you?
I'm a senior.
Okay.
4th year.
You're a 4th year
I
senior.
think it's what
Okay.
you're supposed to say.
So from year to year, how's it been? Like, walk me through it.
As a freshman, I moved here with my best friend from Illinois.
Okay.
We have separation anxiety, and we came to school together. And then we lived together, which was great, actually. Everybody says not to live with your best friend, but it worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know, freshman year, I remember thinking that I have no business pretending like I know anything. The first rehearsal I had with an accompanist, he was like, "What tempo do you want to take this at?" And I was like, "I don't feel qualified to answer that question." So it was a lot of me like absorbing things and like not sharing my opinion at all. And then sophomore year, I started to be more confident in in the voice area, and then I would like speak up in choir. So that, I guess that was good. Junior year was terrible. I had to just take way too many classes last year. But I got to do my first recital, which was really fun.
Oh.
And then this year has been great. I'm not taking a lot of classes, which is somehow more stressful, because when I get stressed out, it's not warranted, and then I get mad about it.
Sure.
But
So, okay, side note real quick. If you're in the music department, do you know Jacob Zollers?
yeah, Jay-Z.
Yeah.
He plays. Yeah, he plays trombone. His recital was the same day as mine.
See, I was at that recital.
No way.
Yeah, believe it or not. No, I've known that kid since I was a young lad.
He's so cool. He has a moped, and he loves
know.
The Big Lebowski, and
I
he'll
know.
talk about it forever if you
Yeah.
want him to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
he's great.
He goes on and on about the Big Lebowski. All right, the comedy. All right, that is why you're here.
Let's get to
So,
business.
Okay, you're a vocal major. When did comedy start being a thing for you?
Oh, I've been a big comedy fan for as long as I can remember. I
Sure.
remember when I actually remember the first like stand-up I ever heard.
Yeah.
I think I was 8 years old, and my family went on an RV trip, and which I guess is not relevant. But my brothers, I have 3 older brothers, and they were listening to Jim Gaffigan. I didn't know at the time who it was, but they were
Yeah.
listening to Jim Gaffigan, and I heard the Hot Pocket bit where he's like, I wonder how they came up with the slogan for it. And they were like, "What do you got over there, Bill?" And he goes, "Hot Pocket." And then that's like the whole bit. And I thought it was really, really funny. And I would go to school and I would tell that joke as if it was my joke, and people would laugh, and I like became really addicted to that feeling. So I just started memorizing jokes. And then so I've been a stand-up fan for a really long time. I didn't get into improv comedy until my sophomore year here.
So is that when you started performing it?
Yeah.
What kind of got you going with it?
Well, I had a really good friend, Spencer Knudsen. He was the director at the time. Yeah. He was the director at the time, and I was in choir with him, and he was like, join NUTHOUSE, and he was just sort of encouraging all of his friends to do it. And then I was like, no, I'm bad at improv, having never done improv. But I was like, no, I'm bad at it. And he goes, and then he would just start pointing out whenever I would say something funny.
Yeah.
He'd be like, that was improv. And then I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I finally came to a rehearsal, and I just really loved it, and I never stopped going.
Sure. So describe NUTHOUSE to me.
Okay, NUTHOUSE is an improv comedy group. We have like a cast that puts on shows. So every other week or so on Thursday nights in the Cub, you can come see a show for $5, and every show is different because it's improv. So we have different games, which are like sort of gimmicky, like set up scenes, and then within those scenes, just everything is made up. And then NUTHOUSE also has open rehearsals. So like anybody on campus can come and just like do improv for an hour twice a week if they want to.
And where are those?
They're in the Cub in Butch's Den.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, we started rehearsing in the Cub after we lost our space in Daggy. Too soon.
Oh. Rip.
Yeah. I didn't mean to get dark.
So I have a really raunchy sense of humor. Can you tell me, give me a good joke. Slam it home on me.
Does it have to be a raunchy joke?
Doesn't have to be.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be.
Okay, so a man was murdered in an aquarium one night.
Oh, that's funny.
And then the next.
Okay, no, okay, continue.
Okay, so a man gets murdered in an aquarium, and then the next day a detective walks in and he says, something here smells fishy.
That was perfect. Oh, I love it. So one of the questions I really want to ask is, like, now with WSU Performing Arts being, cut last year, I'm sure NUTHOUSE felt that.
Yes. So NUTHOUSE is a part of Stage, and which is an RSO, and that organization really felt it because we lost our advisors, basically. There were 4 faculty that were part of WSUPA, and they were our advisors, and they ran the theaters and stuff. And we lost them when WSU Performing Arts was cut. So we just for a really long time didn't know what we were going to do, what resources we were going to have. And we have sort of integrated pretty well into the Cub, and we have an advisor through student involvement, and we have a space in the Cub now, and like we do our shows in the Cub now. And the school and the administration, to the extent that I've witnessed, it has like really supported us. So the transition was really scary. We like did not know what was going to happen. But
so we're still chugging along though.
Yeah, we're doing really well. We have like 30 people that come to rehearsal like consistently, which is really exciting. It's a great group of people.
Yeah. So yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So why do you think performing arts are important in schools?
Oh my God. Well, like the whole arts of any form are really important because they're the substance of life. Like we're doing all of these other things to improve quality of life and like opportunities for people, so that people don't have to worry about like how are they going to get food, how are they going to get medical care. Like arts are a privilege because you have to have your basic needs met before you can like worry about writing poetry or performing comedy. But like the arts are how we interpret our experiences, and without those outlets for people to express themselves, then it's like, what's the point?
And I think a lot of people would really be lost without that.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's pretty incredible to
Honestly,
think.
especially comedy, it's so important because like, number one, there's not another outlet on campus for people to like, flex their comedic muscles. We don't have like there's stand-up opportunities like downtown, but like there's nothing on campus. So, and like comedy's just such an important way to like cope with life.
Yeah.
And I just think it's...
Without comedy, nobody would ever laugh. You ever think about that? That's kind of crazy. So wrapping up here, is there anything else you want to plug or shout out, or give any shout outs while you're on the show?
We have a NUTHOUSE show October 18th at 8 p.m. in the Cub.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll be $5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. So thank you so very much for chatting with me today, Claire. We loved having you, and we're excited also in a couple minutes to get a taste of what NUTHOUSE is really like. Yeah. We'll be right back.
All right, ladies and and gentlemen, let's get started with the 2018 presidential midterm debate. On our left, we have Mr. Jonathan Williams. In the middle, we have Mrs. Suzanne Brown. And on the right, we have former President George W. Bush. We hope to have a civil and engaging discussion. Our topics include millennials, presidential power, foreign policy, unemployment, and government spending. Opening statements are to begin. Mr. Williams, you are going first.
Friends, families, constituents, I would like to thank you all for coming to the midterm debates. I believe you will see the stark differences between the platforms of myself and my opponents. Contrary to what you may think, as I run for this position, I would like to decrease the representation of government, reduce taxes, increase military spending, and make Palouse precious again.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Suzanne Brown. First, I'd like to welcome my opponents to the debate and also thank Borough News 8 for hosting the debate. I believe that government is of, for, and by the people. If I am elected, I plan to increase quality health care and also opportunities because I will be for the people. For the people!
All right, to continue, the first question will be posed to Mrs. Brown. If you were president for one day, what would you enact?
Oh, well, great question, first of all. If I was president for one day, I would just try to make the lives of everyday Americans better. Oh.
Great answer. Very, very vague, and I like that. Now, the next question is for Mr. Williams. Do you think that you're a positive influence on the youth of today?
Well, sir, I would say I am a positive influence. I am, what are the kids calling it nowadays? Lit?
Woo.
Yes. I am most certainly lit.
Very funny answer. All right, for the next question, Mr. Bush. How do you plan to decrease the current $21.48 trillion governmental deficit? Woo!
Wow, very detailed, Mr. Bush. Now, our next question will be from the audience.
Hi, Miss Brown. If you could change one thing about this country, what would it be?
Well, first of all, thank you for your question. A good question. Well, first of all, I would... Mr. Bush, I can answer this myself, thank you.
All right, on to our next question.
Yeah!
How would you handle international affairs with countries that we may be at war with during your presidency?
But he already went. He said his little
Oh, I'm
piece.
sorry. This question is for Bush.
What a detailed and precise answer.
What? Wasn't he already president? I don't think this is how elections work. Am I right?
I'm with you.
Excuse me, Mr. Williams. Can you wait for your turn to speak? All right, and for the next question, how would you handle this country's current unemployment rate?
Well, to take care of that situation, I would really... Okay, no, I can't do this. What in the world is Bush doing here? Like, hasn't half his family been president already? And can't you already... You get like 2 terms of being president. Does anyone remember what he did while he was president?
In regards to the unemployment rate, I would personally... Excuse me?
Oh, what?
You're bringing my mother into this?
I would like to add on that comment by saying those shoes do not go with that outfit. I am just saying.
Order! Please wait your turn before speaking.
Excuse me? Did you hear? Are you?
I didn't hear it, I'll be honest.
Honestly, this is insane. Why is he here?
You're crazy. No, you are insane. That'll bring the entire country crumbling down.
We're gonna die.
Okay, also, I still don't understand who let him in here. Where's security?
Things are heating up here at the 2018 midterm debates. We're gonna go to a commercial break. All right, we'll be right back. Bye. Welcome back to the midterm debate sponsored by Murrow News 8. Things got a bit wild during that commercial break, but we're back and ready to continue.
All right, now, can we get an audience member to come up?
Me.
Now, who do you think answered your question the best?
Oh, definitely former President George W. Bush did, I'd say. Sure.
Looks like he won the whole debate, wouldn't you say?
I definitely would.
You kidding me? He won?
What about our rebuttals? What happened?
Well, I think that's all we need for this debate. Thank you for tuning in.
Good night, everyone.
Doing tonight? Yeah, so good. Okay, so the first game we're gonna play is called Welcome Back. We thought since we were on a talk show, it'd be a really good fit. So can I get 2 players in these chairs? And can I get everyone else to line up in a loop around? The way this game works is we have 2 people in chairs, and the gimmick is that they're on a talk show and they've just returned from a commercial break. So person in chair A is gonna say hello and welcome back to fill in the blank, and then person in chair B is gonna respond. And like they're on that talk show. And then we're gonna say rotate, and then it's gonna be a new thing, and it's gonna be great. Okay, go!
Hello and welcome back to Tea and Crumpets with Eleanor and Eleanor.
Hello, Eleanor.
Oh, could you repeat that? I didn't hear it. What was that again?
Rotate.
Hello and welcome back to the smell of my elbow. You like it? Get a whiff.
Rotate.
Hello and welcome back to the Soup Chats. How do you feel about Campbell's?
Campbell's? Well, it's cheap for one.
Rotate.
Hello and welcome back to Sandbagging, where we just talk about sandbags and...
Look out!
Oh my goodness! Hello and welcome back to We're Trying to Be from New Zealand. Sorry, we're going to talk with an accent, unless you can't, which is a little bit unfortunate because you're trying to say something.
Hello, welcome back to Healthcare Schmalthcare. You probably don't even need it. You probably really just don't even need healthcare.
My teeth are falling out.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. I broke my bone the other day, and it's still broken in there. Yeah, you can kind of feel it.
Hello and welcome back to Pandering to Teenagers. Homework sucks.
It's not a phase, Mom!
Switch!
Hello and welcome back to the World Championship of Chicken Nugget Eating. Are you ready?
Yes!
3, 2,
what?
You ready?
Yeah.
You said you were ready. Go!
Rotate!
Hello, welcome back to the smell of my knee. You may have seen our previous program, The Smell of My Elbow. You like it?
Woo!
It's C! Okay, the next thing we're going to play is a game called Dictionary. Wow, okay, and the way this game works is we are a live dictionary, and we are going to get suggestions for words from our lovely host Ryan here, and we are going to give you the spelling, the definition, the part of speech, and use it in a sentence, and we're all going to learn something. Okay, so can I get a suggestion for a long word?
Oranging.
Oranging! O-R-A-N-G-E-I-N-G?
Oranging!
Oranging when you paint something orange.
Oranging! Oranging is a verb?
Oranging! Yesterday, I wanted to change up my room, so I oranginged it.
Oranging! This room is so boring.
You know what we could do?
What?
There's a color, we could paint it orange. I'm telling you, it's an idea.
What would you call that?
Oranging.
Oranging!
Word please.
Table.
Table!
T-A-B-L-E!
Table!
Table is something that you write with.
Table! A table is a noun.
Table! The other day, I asked my boyfriend for a table, and he said no.
Table!
Hey, can I have a table?
No, Bethany.
Table! Alrighty, folks, can I have a word to have a definition for, please?
Counter.
Counter! C-U-N-T.
E. More?
Counter! A counter is something that you can put stuff on. Counter!
The counter's a noun.
Counter!
I walked into my house and I banged my head on the counter.
Counter!
Oh my god! My counter. I forgot it. It's, I banged my head on my counter. It's so tall. It's like...
Counter! Can I get a word?
Knife.
Knife!
N-I-F-E.
Knife! A knife is something that happens when you have a hankering for ice cream.
Knife!
Knife is a noun?
Knife!
So I went out for dinner last night, and I had a nice meal, and I saw the ice cream, and I was like, man, am I feeling knife right now.
Knife!
Really full. It's not sitting so well. I think I need some ice cream. That will solve my problem. And an ice cream truck.
Can we get another word?
Wrestling.
Wrestling. W-R-E.
S-T-I-N-G.
Wrestling!
Oh, wrestling is a verb.
Wrestling!
The definition of wrestling is when two people really love each other, but like don't want to say it with words. Wrestling!
I'm really trying to say something to you right now.
Maybe I can show you.
Because I feel so strongly.
Really can't get the words out.
I can't either. And that means it's
Wrestling!
Can I get a word, please?
Arizona.
Arizona.
Arizona!
A-R?
I-O?
Z.
O?
N.
Arizona! Arizona is a place in South America.
Arizona!
Okay. It's a noun, I guess.
Arizona!
The definition of Arizona is a place where there are lizards and it is hot.
Arizona!
Oh, they're all lizards.
Arizona!
One more word,
Yeah,
please.
please.
Improv.
Oh!
Improv!
Improv.
R-B. Improv!
Improv is something that really sad people do.
Improv is a noun.
Improv!
I unfortunately have to do improv.
Improv!
Hey, Cass, so I'm gonna need you to come to late on Cable 8. Are you comfortable doing that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
You don't feel too awkward?
Yeah.
Or just awkward enough?
Just a little bit too awkward, probably.
It's going well.
He's a dash more.
I'm so excited.
Improv! Yay! Okay, great job, everybody. The last game we're going to play is a NUTHOUSE staple. We play it at the end of every one of our shows. It's called Objection. And what we're going to need from Ryan is a suggestion for a multi-sided argument. So, the way this works is all of our players are arguing a topic. Best breakfast cereal, for example. And one of them is going to come up and be like, I think the Lucky Charms is the best breakfast cereal because blah, 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 blah. And if somebody on the back line doesn't like that,
Objection!
They're gonna be like, objection! And then, if I like their objection, I'm gonna give them a thumbs up and they get to stay. Or if I don't like their objection, I'm gonna give them a thumbs down and the person who was previously up here gets to stay. Okay, can we get an example of a multi-sided argument? Best superhero, best breakfast cereal, best,
Best comedian.
Best comedian.
All right.
The best comedian is hands down Kristen Wiig because she's versatile, she's awkward, she can do it all. My favorite sketch by her has to be Target Lady because she's so awkward and she's got the...
She was on SNL like 5 years ago. She's irrelevant now.
There's nothing irrelevant about Target Lady, so if you come into the store, I can buy you cat litter, chocolate.
The best comedian is my mom. So I come home from school, I've had a rough day, and my mom comes in, she's like, man, you are funny. And I'm like, Mom.
Objection! You learned comedy from your mom and you're lame. Yeah! The best comedian is my dad, because my dad's a superhero.
Objection! All your dad makes is dad jokes. Okay, the best comedian by far is John Mulaney solely because of the amount of memes that has come out of all of his stand-up sets. I mean...
Objection! There's lots of questionable material that's been made into memes, so are we really gonna gauge it that way?
So yeah, like my argument was just a little bit better than you because Kristen Wiig, she also does this character, her name's Penelope, where she talks a little bit fast, she's a little bit better, a little bit faster.
Can anyone actually understand what he's saying right now? The best comedian is obviously Tina Fey. First of all, she has a musical on Broadway right now. Like,
Objection! It really didn't do that well.
Objection! It's still on Broadway.
Okay, it opened like a month ago though, so congrats, I guess. Okay, the best comedian, her name is Brenna. She goes to NUTHOUSE and she's just like, and I'm like, oh my god, that was so funny. And it happens every time I see her, and I laugh, and I chuckle, and I giggle.
And Jared wins!
Yes!
Brenna's the funniest person I know!
Honestly, I couldn't object to it. Brenna's the